Hello, fam. So let's also talk about what a Dark and Wormwood combo team would look like. The very first thing you need to know is that Dark has a lot of weak players, but they have some really nice mono players. For example, we're going to be thinking of a Varister. So the thing is, when you're trying to do a combo with Dark, you are going to be fairly limited. The players you're going to want, of course, are going to be their legends, who are pretty much the best ones in the games, to be honest. They have the best passer, they have the best center mid, in my opinion, the best goalkeeper. Ceresia's got the best global debuff. So, I mean, again, if you can throw all of those, and as a lot of people know, we all consider that this is a legendary to all of us. Anyone who's ever used Alice knows that she's basically legendary tier. Her skills are completely broken, her abilities are broken. They did have to nerf her, and even then, they just made her more tanky, so she's even more resistant in mid than she used to be. So if you're looking at Dark, these are the 5 players you're really going to want to have. Again, it's a bit harder to have them. Now, there's some few other players that are not, in my opinion, legendary tier that you could be interested in. I would say Armel for frontline. She's really great because of her active, of the penetration, of the speed. But Wormwind does have some very noteworthy players, so you can't really go and say she is a must. Dale is also pretty good, even if he's not in Mono Dark. And that's pretty much the best players, I would say. There are a few other ones, but they're just not going to be able to perform as well as other players. And again, Varicer, one of the greatest players, but just won't work. And even Shura can be a great passer, but Wormwind strikers don't use her to her full potential, so it's maybe not the best idea. Now, looking on the Wormwind level, again, legendaries are all pretty damn great. Especially if you can combine all 4 of those in your backline, you put a magnet and you just got like one of those hellish immortal backs. So there is a lot of stuff you could do. Now let's start talking about position per position, because if I go in Wormwind, I'm going to be going down and telling you 80% of them are good. I know it's kind of sad, but it's pretty much that bad. So first of all, if we look at the backline, the real question is going to be, do you have Presti or do you not have Presti? Because Dark goalkeepers are honestly trash. There's Vachi who's going to destroy them. And every other striker is still kind of going to be overpowered to them, especially if they're not in mono. If they don't have the Varice or the chains, it's just not going to be powerful enough to survive anything. So we're really not going to advise them, especially when Wormwind's got Black Tortoise and they got I can't even pronounce that. The other goalkeeper who heals when shot at, who now got a really nice buff and is actually viable. I know it'll take a bit of time for people to find out the ideal build for her, but she is viable, so she could even be used too. And of course, well, Jin, I mean, I don't think I need to explain to you how the oldest legendary goalkeeper works. So pretty much, you're going to be putting Wormwind back, and if you have this, of course, you're going to want to have the legendaries back if you have them. But if you don't have them, who might be your case, we're going to put some really good engines for Kiki. And even if you have Jin, she's a must just for the affection chain. Magnus, the most broken totem of all times when we're talking about elemental resistance. You're going to throw in some Silk. Just let's not even question why Silk's there. We all saw how she just revives herself all the time. We can get pretty damn frustrating. And I've seen a lot of Samirs. Princess Mirren, I would not advise as much. And usually, if you're Wormwind, you have 1 legend back. So that's why there's usually no 4th advised player. I've seen a few people decide to throw Aslan. That is in case they have very few leaders, especially with current strikers, it works pretty well. So that's more up to you. She can be used back. Ideally not mid, but again, up to you. Now, midline, if I were to say what the meta would be, I'd say, again, ideally, Metatron center mid. If you don't have her, Lin Mei is, again, a very good contester for that position. She's right here. Now, on one of the sides, I don't remember the exact position, you're going to put Vivid Fear. I don't think we need to question her value. She's just completely broken. And then for the other side, if you put Metatron, then if you want, you can put Lin Mei. If not, this is where I would go to the dark side, and I would stick our good old friend Dale. He would be working really well there. If you don't want to put him, you can always put Alice. You can put Cerestia. You can put Metatron if you have Lin Mei in center mid. That's where the dark slot is really going to start showing up. So that's kind of how you're going to be building that mid. Again, there are a few alternate builds, but that's really one of those that's really going to take out the potential of both elements. In front line, I'm going to say it's pretty obvious, especially with the changes in the meta. The striker you're going to want out of both elements is just clearly Shanti. I don't think there is any question whatsoever on the fact you're going to be sticking Shanti. Now, we've already decided who the striker was. Now, who are we putting with her? Well, obviously, if you have him, you just stick Balteon. That's kind of obvious. The best goddamn passer. I mean, I've seen him do 7, 8K pass effect. No one's questioning why he's there. If you don't have him, though, there is a really good Whirlwind passer, Evelyn, with some nice line buffs. Elushi, I can't even pronounce that, but her skills are interesting, but we do need to wait an EE to confirm that she's worth using yet. For the moment, they're good, but they're just not noteworthy. In frontline, again, I've seen a lot of people who actually like to use Lin Mei. With her line buffs, it is actually viable. If you don't want for the center slot, you can also throw in Armel. She's going to be giving speed. She's going to be giving penetration. She's going to be giving a damage increase active, who's also really good. So those are the players you're mainly going to be looking at. Now, in the backline, just in case you had Presti, you're going to go back there. You're going to put Presti. You're usually going to put Silk. You're going to put Patrika. You're going to put Patrika. You're going to put, I keep forgetting her name. I think it's Lindbergh. Yeah, you're going to put some Lindbergh. You got Silk, Patrika, Lindbergh, and you can put Vericer if you want. Just anything that can really buff the back line, and any Whirlwind legend you might have who is not Jin for obvious reasons. You can even throw a Kiki in there. I mean, she's got a nice life buff. She's got some decent chains. All of that is pretty good. So basically, it's going to be a Whirlwind team with some shades of Dark, because sadly, Dark doesn't have that much of a bunch of great players outside of Mono. In Mono, a lot of players would have been more valuable. That's why I'm not going to be advising as many of them. So I hope this helps you guys understand exactly how you would combine Whirlwind and Dark. I can't remember exactly where the ace is, but I'm pretty damn sure Silk is one of them. And, well, you should just use Silk. That's yeah. We can all agree Silk is pretty damn good. Life, reflex, her immortality is pretty useful. In worst case, you can even use her in midline just to stack more, but I'm going to say from backline going all the way to midline is going to be more valuable. So just try to stay there. Use her active whenever you can, and it should pretty much solve all your problems. So I hope this helps you guys understand what needs to be done. And if you have any questions, comment right in the description below. Again, I don't run this, so I'm saying from what I've seen and from what I've used, there might be a few other techniques and some of the newer players I might not have tested myself or seen firsthand. Have a good day, guys.